Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your daily crypto news. Do hope that you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, leaving a like, leaving a comment, leaving multiple comments, leaving multiple subscriptions if you can. Is that even possible? Are always very much appreciated. Very big thank you to all my Patreon supporters and everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. I do thank thee. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, and rather, I'm going to go backwards from here. Many hours ago, before an event took place, this was the cryptocurrency news. I always find it a little comical, at least myself, how quickly the news changes within the cryptocurrency space. It says, Bitcoin fake breakout. This is why Bitcoin's price may hit potential lows of $30,000 in the coming months. That's right. About 9, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours ago, the news was very negative for the cryptocurrency market. I believe about a day and a half ago, we saw Bitcoin try, it looked like, to move up in price, and it didn't really do it. It went up by around 1.5% off of the news that we received that another country had adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, and that in Australia, I believe tomorrow, they're going to have their first physical Bitcoin ETF. A lot of the news, it's really funny, like going back in time, and then seeing how the news changes. It says Ethereum price analysis. Ethereum aims for a fresh surge above $3,050. Yeah, I think this one is actually the exact opposite because it was following the other price news. It says Ethereum death cross. Here's when it will occur with heavy impact on Ethereum's price. This was a very interesting article. Basically, the idea is right now, if I can sum it up rather quickly, is that if prices do not continue to move or stay above where they currently are, analysts are expecting anywhere from a $28,000 to a $31,000 Bitcoin, which they say is the lowest point of the 200 or 50-day SMA average moving peninsula island boat area for Bitcoin. None of those things are real, by the way. And also for Ethereum, this article says that Ethereum is going to experience a death cross, which sounds scary, if it does not stay above and then reach $3,100 by closing today. Therefore, the indication for this article says if we manage to go above 3,100, stay there by the close, air quotes, of the day, we should be seeing, I believe this article says, a $3,500 Ethereum by sometime next week, which then leads us to a $3,800 Ethereum and a full recovery if we can stay above water. It says Ethereum back above 3,000 as buying pressure jumps. I believe the market fell down 2 days ago off of news not only of the conflict that's still going, that should have stopped and should never have been, but also because of the scaredness, fear that people have of, what do you call it? Of the Fed raising the interest rate by another 1/4 point, which is the scariest thing in the entire world because it's a 1/4 point. And there was another thing. Maybe that was it? I don't know. Does this one say it? Yeah, it says technical analysis. Ethereum reclaims $3,000. Can the bulls clear this key hurdle? It's 3,100. There's once again, just going to reiterate this. There's no reason why it can't do it because it already did it before. And that was a couple of months ago, before we had the additional accumulation that we have right now and the actual confirmation that it's supposed to be happening, the upgrade, sometime this year. So I've said it thousands of times before. There's no reason why Bitcoin can't hit $47,000 today. Like, there's literally nothing standing in its way. The same exact thing with Ethereum from going back to 3,500 right at this moment. So, my friends, the news of the day, in case you missed it, I'm pretty sure whatever social media platform you were on, or your friends were probably sending you this information. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum rise, and it says Doge corrects, and I'm air quoting to the heavens right now. Gains on Twitter and Musk deal. Yes, it was thrown out there about a week and a half ago. There were early confirmations yesterday morning that apparently it was being mulled over, the idea of Elon Musk purchasing Twitter. Apparently, it got signed. I saw conflicting numbers. It was either 43 billion or 44 billion. I've seen both of them written down. And apparently, allegedly, Elon Musk now officially is the 100% shareholder of Twitter. And on that news, Dogecoin rose like it has never risen before in a 1 hour time span. I think I looked at it, it was up by 4%. I was like, that makes sense. Then it was up by 12%. Then it was up by 22%. And I think the highest it went was around 30% over the course of a 4 or 5 hour period. And the correcting of gains is, I think it is currently 2% lower than where it actually was. This, of course, is the most popular news story of the day. On top of that, this is also floating around. Before Jack Dorsey actually left Twitter, I think he must have had some kind of an inkling as to the fact that Musk was going to plan on purchasing Twitter, because I told you before, these things don't happen overnight. That's not how these acquisitions occur at all. It takes a lot of paperwork. It takes a lot of discussions behind the scenes. And I assume even with the initial 9% purchase of Twitter, the company knew what he was going to plan on trying to do. So, in an effort to have Twitter actually be decentralized, Jack Dorsey created something called Blue Sky. I'm not sure if it's fully launched at the moment. I'm honestly not sure. But they made sure to mention that they themselves are not under the purview and have not also been purchased by Elon Musk. They are still their own entity and are trying to bring a decentralized further platform to social media to try and make the wishes of Jack Dorsey come true, who I believe is still also a board member of Blue Sky. The idea being they literally want it to be similar to Bitcoin, where there are hundreds of nodes around the world so that people can do and say what they want on the platform as they so please. And what's this one? Oh, also, of course, because why not? Dogecoin, a meme crypto created to make fun of wild speculation in the crypto space, has been entering serious conversations as of late. Barry Silbert, the founder of the Digital Coin Group, teased that he is considering buying Dogecoin as well. The Grayscale parent company founder said in a tweet that he could not believe the thought crossed his mind. He said, "Can't believe buying Doge actually crossed my mind today," he mused. "I'm pretty sure, now I do not know for certain, but I am going to throw out a guesstimation there. A lot of these rich people, you have to understand that what might be $100 for us is usually $1 million for them. They have already probably invested widely across the board. There's no real thing stopping them. They throw millions at other projects all the time, especially the idea of a project like Dogecoin that could potentially, no one knows, throwing this out there, potentially at some point do a 9x, 8x from its current price. It's very easy money for them. I'm pretty sure that they heard whispers well before we did that Elon Musk was even thinking of acquiring a 9% stake in Twitter, and they were buying probably behind the scenes. What was the other coin that we just heard about a couple of weeks ago? It wasn't Solana. Maybe it was Cardano. There was some billionaire who was like, yeah, I see a really big place for this coin in the future, and I am potentially thinking of one day in the future maybe buying some. I do not have any now, but I am thinking, and it's like, dude, we know, we get it. Like, you're not saying that coin's name out loud on purpose because you don't own any. If you're going to be buying some at some point. I assume this man on the screen already holds tons of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Solana, Cardano, and many other coins, because once again, him throwing, if he's a billionaire, him throwing $5 million at these projects is like chump change. It means absolutely nothing to him. But now we have this situation, and I assume a lot of the hype will dissipate by the end of next week, where we're going to get a lot of rich people in the coming days talking about how special or fantastic Dogecoin is, because they probably have been buying for a very long time, knowing that Elon Musk was going. They all know each other. I don't know if you know this. If you actually look into like the family tree of rich people, they all went to the same schools. If you look at all the people who sit on parliament around the world, who are the prime ministers or presidents, they've all gone to the same exact. All these people know each other in some way or form or fashion. So do you think that they're going to like parties and they're like, really nice weather today? Or do you think they're talking about money and how to make more money? So yeah, that is the mega news story of the day. Elon Musk has officially purchased a 100% stake in Twitter. Billionaires are talking about how much they like it, and apparently Ethereum, if it doesn't hold its own today, is going to have a death cross. And I think the number it would fall to was 2,300 before, so saith articles, swiftly making a comeback, as that is kind of the mega oversold territory and should not be that low. Right? That's all the price news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, Raoul Pal was heavily featured across the cryptocurrency space today. It's a very long-winded article with him talking about where he believes a lot of the cryptocurrency space is going. He has hit new bullish levels. He thinks that even if there is an extended bear market, it will end relatively soon. He was talking about, oh gosh, what was it? How Web3 is going to transform everything. The amount of money that these companies are putting forth into Web3 applications. He called Facebook a 4 billion person network and does not think it's going to collapse or go away anytime soon. And basically, the integration of everything to everything has begun. He talked about the launch of central bank digital currencies for different countries and how at some point they're also going to have to integrate Web3 as well, because it's going to be basically the new internet. He said, imagine like being in a world where countries still don't have internet. It doesn't make any sense, so they're going to have to integrate these things as well. He talked about the European Central Bank trying to go public. The most interesting part that I found, except for the other thing after this, he talked about sovereign wealth funds. He said, these are the big pools of capital from wealthy nations. That's different to the central bank's reserves. This is the wealth of nations that is coming. I know because I'm speaking to them, and I know that they're doing it. We've had conversations many times, me, you, us, I, we, on the idea of countries buying crypto. And I told you all of this years ago. Of course, countries are buying cryptocurrencies. I'll never forget years ago when I was mentioning the idea of like, because we had news that there was a country, one of their banking managers, economic, whoever, what so-called, came forward and basically said that they were buying crypto. The next day, he was like, I don't know what Bitcoin is. What are you talking me at? And I was like, it's clear that all these countries are buying up crypto. And many people in the comment sections were like, no, banks would never buy crypto because it's decentralized. You have no idea what you're talking about, TMI. The idea of crypto is to be away from the banks. Why would banks be buying it? And I was like, oh my gosh, sorry for if I just moaned in your ear, but you get my frustration. I think people really have no idea. This is, I think, part of my frustration as well, because looking over the news and looking at reality, I saw many people discussing yesterday my emotions when it comes to the market is because this market is stupid. And even more so, I think it's kind of the reflection for me that we continuously get. There's no other market in this world. There's no other stock that you can get 9 months worth of positive news, and that stock has gone down by around a good 28, 25%. It just doesn't logically make any sense. The idea of this mass adoption is already here. And you'll see once we get to the next news story as well. It's no longer an idea of, oh gosh, I wonder if this adoption is going to occur. They're here. They're buying up all the Bitcoin. And I think people's minds are also slightly desensitized to me even saying those words, not really understanding that there will be no Bitcoin for poor people in a couple of years. I need that to really sink into your, like really deeply sink into your head. If we're talking about this creation of this brand new Web3 cryptocurrency, decentralized world where crypto has actually taken over and Bitcoin actually ends up being the reserve currency of the world, the richest people will become richer and will hold all the power forever. Remember when I was talking about on the other channel and also here, if you haven't had a chance to look into it, look up how much land rich people are buying. The idea is there's no more land to be made. What we got is what we got. You can't go and purchase some more land on an eBay auction and like add a new plot of land to the earth. What's here is here. And it's all being purchased by hedge funds right now. All of it. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. In the future, remember my other, sorry for the segue, but this all needs to be said. In my other channel, Money Rules, I made a video called You'll Never Be Able to Own Land or Own Your Own Home. And I saw people being like, that's a bit, you know, far-fetched. And I was like, sure, why not? The idea is that in the future, everything will be owned by just rich people. It already is. I mean, we're already 95% there. Remember I told you to watch the videos a couple of weeks ago of all these hedge funds who have actively said, like, we are buying homes every single day. Now, one company who actually was brave enough to go on TV and have a conversation with the actual newscaster, who was like, they owned, what was it, 8,000 homes or something, and they were buying 900 more every single month. He's like, yeah, like, we're not going to stop until we own the entire supply. And then BlackRock, they own hundreds of thousands of homes, and they're not just like all these. Have you ever looked into, there are royal families around the world. Look into how much, how many homes they actually own around the world. There's one royal family who owns 1 out of 10 homes in London. Every 10th home you walk by, they actually, like in buildings and land, they own it. Have you ever looked into, here's a really good one. He's going to blow your socks off. Look into how much the Vatican owns. Yeah, that one's really going to throw you for a loop because they own portions of Paris and they own portions of London. Like not like, you know, like fragments. They own entire pieces of these cities. So the idea that we keep getting or we keep hearing from, like, this is not the first time that any other rich person has said that they're going to be like, that wealthy nations already talking about and or buying cryptocurrencies. Like, I really don't think people understand where this space is going. I think I think part of the reason, not only for selfish reasons why I would like the prices to rise up, of course, but I think I need people to see exactly what's going on. Like, it has to be reflected in some sort of way. This is why I think I get so agitated sometimes, because I think you need to see not only the numbers of how much Bitcoin is being accumulated daily by these people, but also the price rising accordingly, because if the price doesn't rise, people really don't get it. Whales have figured out a way to really keep the prices exactly where they are so that they can, we are going to live in a world where other people own nothing and the only wealth is going to be this system and the things that you purchase from it. Anyway, back on slightly on track. But anyway, I thought that was very fascinating. He says he also sees a very, he sees the world of social coins beginning to rise. I mean, this was a very interesting topic 5 or 6 years ago. It seemed very abstract, and it didn't seem like it had a place in crypto at all. When the idea was simply Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and these other coins, that was basically the basis for the cryptocurrency space, not even talking about interoperability or anything like that. He says he mentioned ApeCoin as well, kind of being like the advent of this thing where people can socialize and have social platforms and have metaverses just based off of a project and or a coin, and you kind of create, like, literally create your own world from them. And the idea years ago for this was, and it seemed very abstract, and there was one person who did it. It was a French guy who was trying to move to San Francisco, I believe it was. And I think he fractionalized himself. You know, this was before we had actual fractionalization on the blockchain. It was more so, I think he created his own coin, and you could buy as many of the coins as you wanted of him. And therefore, I think you were able to vote on what he did on a daily basis. Like, do I take my girlfriend out for pizza, or am I going to leave her alone and go to an amusement park? And people got to vote on these things, and he made enough money that he was actually able to move to San Francisco. But is this the idea of in the future, this is also going to happen for celebrities? It's hyper dystopian, but we know that it's coming. The idea of, there's a new celebrity, everyone loves them, and they fractionalize their day or their week out of 1 month onto a blockchain, and the people who hold the most of that coin will benefit the most from it. He also talked about, like, if you own some of these coins from a celebrity or from a singer or from a performer, and they announce that they have a new tour coming up, and people who hold 500 of their coin get in for free, or you can watch it for free in the metaverse, all these things, their coin would skyrocket by 300% because everyone would know that in the future, if they throw another concert, people will see. So this is kind of the idea of it, because I think the rumors right now for ApeCoin is that you're going to be able to buy land in their metaverse only with ApeCoin. So you kind of get the idea. Anyway, it keeps going. Like this article just continues and continues and continues. It's very long-winded. But yes, I think the future is going to be incredibly weird for this space. I don't think people really understand what's actually coming, but it's going to be fascinating, at least for the people who are holding crypto, because you can feel it. You must be able to feel where all of this is going. You must be able to see that the concentration of wealth is stronger than it's ever been before. The cryptocurrency space is expected to continue minting, as they call it, new millionaires and billionaires and eventual trillionaires as the years go on. Who, these coins, many of them, are at least finite. Who benefits the most from all of that? The people who are not financial advice. The people who are accumulating right now. Yeah. That's where Mr. Guru Raoul Pal sees the cryptocurrency space in the next couple of years. I think he even says like 5 years. That's where the space is going to go. And it seems relatively believable. Alrighty. Let's move on. In the second most popular news story of the day, and I think this should have been first, but that's how the crypto space is. In a first for a major company, one of the largest asset managers in the world, Fidelity, will allow investors to add Bitcoin to their 401k plans. I'm sure about 12% of you raised an eyebrow, and some of you, your ears perked up as well. If you've been with the channel for a while, you know I love retirement funds. That may make me sound old. I do not care. The idea is, I've known so many people throughout my life who do not invest. Not a penny, not a dime, not a nickel. And it drives me up the wall. I've convinced a lot of them to start some type of retirement plan because I showed them documentaries of the retirement crisis, how the idea of Social Security is ending. Government pensions will also be ending. It is assumed that by the year 2035 or 2040, there will be no money left in these accounts. Do you know why? It's not a conspiracy theory. It's nothing of a tinfoil hat moment. It has to do with the fact that in the year 1920, 1930, and 1940s, when a lot of the countries began to roll out these plans, the average age of living was about 65. If you made it to 70, you are extremely old. You would retire in your mid-50s, and the idea was, well, here you go. You're only going to be around for another 10, 15 years. Have at it, not to be morbid, but that was literally the idea of it. Now, if you haven't noticed, people are living well into their 90s. I've seen so many documentaries with these people who are 90, who are running marathons, who are still going to parties, who are still hanging out. There's a documentary on Netflix of this 90-year-old woman who's a DJ in Tokyo. And with current science, it's estimated that we can probably live into at least 100, 105. It's estimated that people born now, when future science kicks in about 10 to 15 years, if you've never looked up CRISPR, CRISPR, it is my favorite thing on this planet. It is clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. It is basically this idea of, watch a documentary, that we may be able to live, us, like sitting here right now, to around 150, maybe 200 years old. So the idea of a retirement account for me is very exciting because a lot of people who are moving into retirement will only receive a pension for 15 to 20, maybe less years, because the money is running out. Because the idea is we now who pay taxes, we pay for the people who are retiring or have retired. What happens when that balloon keeps getting larger and larger because everyone is at retirement age and it encompasses billions of people? It's also, I think it's Japan is one of the, like the air quotes, oldest countries on the planet because of their aging population. Bringing it on back, the idea of a retirement fund, usually personal ones, is something that is supposed to last you until the end of your days. So when I see any company, especially years ago, there were a lot of hedge funds and a lot of companies, not major ones, but they were still getting into it, who were talking about that they were making retirement funds that will be based off of crypto. You might remember me getting a little giddy in the video saying this is great because they have looked through it and put it into their numbers and they see actual longevity for the market. If we did not get news like this, this would be incredibly bearish. You want companies, especially like Fidelity, who has trillions of dollars in assets under management. When you create a retirement fund, it is because you are basing that fund off of companies or stock or whatever you are invested in that you see lasting for at least the next 40 to 50 to 60 years, as it will continuously pay out money and dividends to people who hold said 401k or said fund for their retirement. You cannot put, especially as large as Fidelity, put your money or create a fund into something that's going to last for 6 years, because after those 6 years, the people who have that fund and are planning on retiring off of it are going to go, where's my money? I have no money to retire off of. This entire idea of Bitcoin longevity is definitely here. This is part of also the confusion that I have when the market doesn't move. Just off of the Fidelity news alone, we should be up by ourselves on Bitcoin by around the 2 or 3%. This means not only is Fidelity going to be accumulating and has already accumulated Bitcoin now, they're going to have to continuously accumulate more Bitcoin, which is a finite asset, and they're not making any more into their portfolios to be able to actually have enough money for these actual people who are going into the funds. The idea being that they have gone through the numbers themselves, Fidelity, and they see the actual longevity, there we go again, in Bitcoin. That Bitcoin's not disappearing and Bitcoin will be with us for a very long time. This is why the idea of sovereign funds looking into it, or hedge funds, or any other bank, or even the idea, I told you before, like this is a very long game for very rich people. It's not something, they're not buying Bitcoin for the short-term movements. They're not trading Bitcoin. They're not sitting there going, okay, well, Bitcoin went up a little bit today. Should we sell some of it? Oh yeah, we made $400,000. No, this is a Bitcoin's going to $1 million plus game. And we have to get into it right now, and this is why they're buying up so much of it. So the news is there's no exact time frame, but they said sometime this year this will roll out for people who are part of this Bitcoin or 401k retirement plan. They will be able to buy into it. This is actually incredibly large news. And a lot of people never pay attention to news like this, and this is why I bring it to you in these videos so that you can, oh yeah, and MicroStrategy has already, bought portions of the fund because, it's Bitcoin and it's also MicroStrategy. So, this will also, even says it right here, Fidelity's move allows people to directly invest in Bitcoin without opening an account with any crypto exchanges. This makes it a semi-esque de facto ETF. The idea is people want to be able to invest directly into crypto without having the risk of actually holding the coins themselves. This apparently is a very big thing. A lot of people don't want to hold their own coins, and they're used to having a company or an institution hold their money for them. So if something does happen or should happen, that they receive their money back in some sort of way through the FDIC, but sure. Anyway, yeah, this was the second most popular news story of the day, as well it should have been. I know this won't get a lot of people too excited, but I also do hope sincerely that a lot of you already have some kind of a retirement plan. I feel like I said that in like a video or two ago. I'm not really sure. you should already be thinking of what are your cash out numbers? How much money do you need to retire right now? Because I know that it's going to happen. There are a lot of I'm going to end this topic right now. Me and one of my friends were looking through YouTubers. It's actually it's sad and weird. You can find videos on it, like YouTubers who are now broke. There are so many people who were making, $200,000 a month, and they lost all of it. They saved nothing. There was no idea in their minds that they had to save because they thought they were going to be popular forever. You should not live under the illusion that the cryptocurrency market will skyrocket forever, that any coin that you're holding is going to $9 million, or that you in your current position of money making, that's also going to last forever. The world is very fickle and will continue to be more so as the years go on. So if you haven't already done so, start writing down your numbers. Know how much you make per month, how much you make, how much you are spending every single month, what your cost of living actually is. So you can start calculating how much you need to be able to make passive income so that it matches exactly what you need per month so that you can stop working. I think that's very important. And after that, you can do any other project you want to do, but very, very important. Yeah, that's all the Fidelity news at the momento. And yeah, let's move on. In the third most popular news story of the day, the official Instagram account and also the Twitter account for the Bored Ape Yacht Club was hacked on Monday, and the people who hacked it shared a link. It's very weird. Shared a link that basically sent people to another website that told them that something was going to happen for them. And more than $2.8 million worth of NFTs were stolen by people who connected their Ethereum wallet. The linked website falsely claimed that Bored Ape creator Yuga Labs was offering free NFT land for its upcoming Other Side metaverse game, and that anyone who connected an Ethereum wallet would receive a free airdrop of virtual land, even if they didn't own a Bored Ape. It's actually, it's evil genius because that makes people rush to it immediately. If you see any links and they are not from the actual, I don't even know how to even phrase this because this was on the actual official page. It's kind of the same exact thing. For those of you who need to know, I am not on Telegram. I am not on any other platform. I make videos here, and then I post the links on Twitter and on Facebook. That's it. I am nowhere else. I keep getting emails or messages, people asking me, hey, TMI, I saw you message me yesterday on so-and-so. I don't have the money to send you right now. And I'm like, I will never ask you for money, ever, for any information. Like, this is why I bring you the videos free here, so that you can have the information. I'm not hiding anything from you. There is no magical secret that I have that if you pay me extra money on a Telegram chat group that I'm going to be able to give you. All the information I have, you get. You get it every single day, sometimes twice a day. So the issue with this is that the people hacked the account. They left a couple of links, left a thing, and in a matter of minutes, 2.8 million people rushed to this to try and get free land. This is why it's evil genius, because if you say that something is free, just click right here and enter your Ethereum address. People are going to rush for it. Yeah, all a scam. Apparently 91 NFTs were stolen. And what was the other thing that also ended up happening? I don't remember. Yeah, their what do you call it? Their Discord was also hacked or broken into just a couple of weeks ago as well. So this is very popular news. I assume it's because of the, what do you call it? The growth or largeness of this project, and it's kind of at the forefront of everything because it happens to a lot of other projects all the time. But the Bored Ape Yacht Club is kind of like the gold star, if you will, of cryptocurrency projects, NFT projects happening at the moment. So the idea that they were hacked, is that Harley Quinn? I think it's supposed to be Harley Quinn. Yeah, so terrible news. Try to be as diligent as you can. This space is full of people trying to do things like this, and it's difficult not to fall for it, but double check if you can at all times, or yeah. Alrighty, that's the Bored Ape news, and let's move on. The rest of the news was a little weird from here. Social media giant Facebook's parent company, Meta, will be opening a retail store in the San Francisco Peninsula, offering hardware for the virtual reality space. In a Monday announcement, Meta said it would be opening a retail store in Burlingame, California, on the 9th of May, aimed at providing interactive demos for the company's hardware products, including virtual reality headsets, video communication displays, and smart glasses. For those of you, so I guess this is basically confirmation. We were rumored to have had the metaverse launch sometime in the summer, as well as when is Apple's normal keynote? Because we've had news for a while that we're going to be getting Apple glasses sometime this year, which is basically when you put them on, you get the augmented reality, like, everything around you looks digital and stuff like that as well. So I guess it's kind of moving into that, if you're launching it in May, I assume the June timeframe for people being able to buy these devices and then also go into the metaverse is kind of already there. The store, which will be located on the Meta campus, is headquartered in Menlo Park, will feature a wall-to-wall curved LED screen that displays what users see in Meta headsets. They said the Meta store is going to help people make that connection to how our products can be the gateway to the metaverse in the future. We're not selling the metaverse in our store because what? You can't sell it. But hopefully people will come in and walk out knowing a little bit more about how our products will help connect them to it. That's a lie. They're selling a product. They're not, no one launches an entire store because they want people to have a good experience. They want you to understand how cool or amazing or awesome their products are, and that you should also be buying it. So I assume on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of May, we are going to be bombarded with at least 500 videos from people who are making content of what this looks like. I'm interested because I want a nice looking metaverse. I hope all of you got a chance to look at the Unreal Engine. I think it's Unreal Engine 5, the one that just recently came out, and how beautiful it is. Like, I want a beautiful metaverse. I don't want like a clinky, rinky dinky, Robloxy kind of like. I want a nice looking metaverse that I can actually hang out in. But we'll see what happens. I think I have a little bit more faith in the current iteration of what could be like Apple glasses, like AR, like augmented reality. So kind of, things on top of the current state of the world. I have a friend, he said he used one of, not Apple's, but one of some companies' AR headset, and he said it was amazing. Like, you can see the world, but everything else around you can also be interacted with. And anyway, I'm going to stop babbling. So that's the Meta is allegedly going to be opening up a physical store. Hold on. I, of course, don't have the right thing there. There we go. Store relatively soon. And yeah, let's move on. All right. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are... Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. A very big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. I was looking at this chart and I was like, well, the video's over. I'm not even joking. Like, I was literally like, well, GBU Wally, Bubble Mode, How's Life Austin, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and Let's Move On. Empire Queen, Fund Wiser, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealers, Den Captain Something, and the Z-Way, Lay, Mo Barazi, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, I almost said Crypto McCrypto Face, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monks Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger of Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, and Creole and Michelle, URL. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $40,632 US. It is up by 5.4%. Ethereum is a smidge and a half over $3,000. It is up by 6.6 percentile points. Binance Coin is up by 4. Solana is up by 5.9. Terra Luna is up by 8. XRP is up by 4. See, all these things are possible. It's just a matter of Bitcoin moving up. If Bitcoin moves up, we can be in euphoria. Dogecoin is currently up by 28%. That's why I was like, the correction was by 2%. I'm expecting some type of a Dogecoin tweet sometime during today from Elon Musk, which will only skyrocket the price even more. Avalanche is up by 6%. Polkadot is up by 4%. Shiba Inu is up by 7%. I assume off the tailwinds of Dogecoin. Near is up by 8%. Anything else like spectacularly up right now? ApeCoin is up by 8%, 44% in the last week. Algorand is up by 6%. Something about this coin, man. Something I wonder what the future of it is going to be. Monero is up by 5%. Internet Computer is up by 7%. VeChain Thor is up by 7%. Theta is up by 10%. Thorchain Rune is up by 11%. Phantom is up by 5%. Anything else crazy? EOS is up by 5%. Zcash is up by 9%. Yeah. Looks nice to have a semi-green day. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.